Granita is the simplest, most beautiful frozen Italian dessert that you could ever make, and all you need is a fork. So there's no excuse. Let's do it. First thing we have to do, ladies and gents, is make our 2-to-1 simple syrup. And of course that is referring to 2 cups of water to 1 cup of sugar. And you just bring it to a simmer, and that makes all the sugar melt. And that is your simple syrup. We would cut some limon. Granita, this is a dish or a dessert that was invented in the 50s. And I'm talking about like the year 50. And it was by the Emperor Nero. Obviously they didn't have refrigeration then. So what he'd do is he'd send his people to the Alps. And his people would either come back with snow or blocks of ice. And then he'd store it for the whole summer in the cave. And if it were a block of ice, they'd go and they'd chip away at it, and he had his, very primitive ice cream. And if it were snow, then they would flavor it with something. The point is, both of them have an icy texture. I mean, that's where Italian ice evolved from. We've got our cool, simple syrup. And we're gonna pour it right onto this little sheet tray. And now, some strawberries. All right. So here's some strawberry bits. I'm sure the Emperor Nero would be delighted if someone put these into his Granita. Now this goes into the freezer, and every half hour or so, you're gonna gently scrape it with the fork. Why? So that it doesn't turn into a block of ice that you can't eat, but also so that it mimics the texture of flavored snow or scraped ice. The simplest way, it's basically a no equipment way to make a delicious frozen dessert. Brain freeze. Oh, but it's totally worth it. I mean, this is a slushy. This is an icy. We just put the flavor into it instead of, pouring it on top. It's super duper delicious. It's great in the summertime. It's great in the wintertime. Highly refreshing. Great palate cleanser between courses. This is the original frozen dessert.